Sitelen Pona. Would you like to see more of it? In online chats, blogs, zines, wikis? I know I would. But in practice, there are some difficulties with using sitelen Pona. For one thing, it's a lot of work. You've got to type out lots of words in a cartouche every time you use someone's name, and I don't think I'm the only one who Googles interpunct just to copy and paste it. And then each font handles things differently. So when you write in sitelen Pona, you're writing for a specific font. If you change fonts, you've got to go back and tweak everything. And then there's the multiple versions problem. If you love sitelen Pona, but you also want everyone to understand you, the reality is there's no getting away from Latin script. You need to write in both scripts. It seems easy enough at first, but you'll be making changes sooner or later, and it's a lot of work to keep making sure that both versions still match. And this problem is 10 times worse for a collaborative project. Do you ask all your contributors to submit 2 drafts? Some won't want to, and even if they do, you'll have to make sure they match. The only other way is to get extra people to make a sitelen Pona version, but then you'll have to check with the authors to make sure they like the way you've done it, and it's all just too much. Sitelen anpa is here to fix all of this. It's the easy way to write in all Toki Pona scripts at the same time. So how does that work? You write in sitelen anpa, then a converter converts it into Latin script and sitelen Pona. How does this help? Sitelen anpa is much easier to use than vanilla sitelen Pona. Cartouches are a breeze, and you have control over interpuncts, variant glyphs, and so much more. You can change fonts whenever you like, and your text in sitelen anpa will stay the same because it's the converter's job to know how to carry out your wishes in the font you choose. And you draft once for all scripts. You create and maintain one draft in one place. The converter looks after the rest. Actually, let me show you. I've got a demo page here. You can get to it from the link in the description. Let's start with cartouches. So in sitelen anpa, if a word starts with a capital letter and follows the Toki Pona rules for names, the converter will turn it into a cartouche one way or another. So if I just type ma kanata li suli like this and convert, it uses default cartouche glyphs. Now this is already great. I could even feed it existing texts in Latin script and the sitelen Pona output would be usable. But usually we want to control which glyphs are used for which name, so for that we use a command. Now a command is just a plus sign with brackets, like this. So in the command I will put pn, poki nimi, then kanata, and then what I type after this is going to be the glyphs used for the name kanata. So that's kasi, alasa, nasin, awen, telo, Okay, so I'm telling the converter whenever you see the name kanata, use these glyphs in the cartouche. So let's convert, and there we go. Now the great thing is I can now use the name kanata as many times as I like. So let's say ma kanata li pona, ma kanata li lete, okay? And there we go. So I'm just typing kanata. There's no need to type out kasi alasa nasin every time. So there you go. Maybe I don't want to use the full cartouche every time. So for that, I just add a minus sign at the end of the name. So the first time we have makanata, we want it in full. But after that, I just want the short cartouche. And there we go. So, and notice, the Latin script output is still the same. If someone wants to read my blog in Latin script, they can. But if they want sitelen Pona goodness, then they can have that too, just the way we like it. So that's how easy it is to type for sitelen Pona using sitelen anpa. Now let's see how the converter handles font differences. So let me type a little bit more. So we could say Toki Pona li Toki pi Pona mute. So in sitelen anpa, we're using the plus sign to combine the glyphs Toki and Pona, and also to extend p. So we're telling the converter, I want these two words to be a scaled compound glyph, and I want the p to extend under the next two glyphs. Now the converter knows how to do this for us for each font. So look at nasin anpa. We are using the brackets like so. Sitelen selikiwen is actually the same. For linia lipamanka, you see we get the output we want, but to get that, in linia lipamanka, it's the minus sign for scaled compound glyphs, not plus. And for the P to work, you need to have no space before the bracket. And well, linia pona, everything's very different in linia pona. But the point is, as a writer, you don't need to worry about all that. You go ahead and write in sitelen anpa ilo, and then just check to see which font supports what you're asking for. And it's the same with variant glyphs. So to give you an example, mun li sewi mi sona eni. That's just a random example. So, yeah, that's fair enough. But maybe we want to use secular sewi. So we're going to put sewi.poki, because poki is the option code for the secular sewi, because it looks a bit like a poki. And then maybe we want to use directional ni here to point backwards. So we say ni monsi. Okay, so let's convert. Now, of course, once again, the converter completely ignores these option codes for Latin script. And we can see that nasin anpa supports both of these variant glyphs. It supports secular sewi and directional ni going backwards. But notice this is sewi 1 and ni 1. Now if we go to sitelen selikiwen, it's sewi 2 ni 4. So you notice, imagine if you'd just drafted for nasin anpa and changed font without checking to sitelen selikiwen, right? But you don't need to worry about this. For linia lipamanka, what happens? So linia lipamanka doesn't support secular sewi, but it does support directional ni with a different code again. And of course linia pona just predates all of that and doesn't have any variant glyphs at all. So you see how the converter tries to do what you're asking it to, but when it's simply not available in the font, the converter doesn't fall over, it just gives you the standard glyph. So it's flexible and forgiving, it fails gracefully. So that was just a short tour of what's possible with sitelen anpa ilo. You can get to this demo page from the link in the description, and then I'll also link to this rules page, which has more details. There we go. So this is a full documentation. But to be perfectly honest, sitelen anpa ilo is like this right now. It's not fully fleshed out, and that's what I need your help with. Are you excited about the possibilities with this? Would you use this as a writer? Or are you a developer? Could you help with making tools to support this, such as Discord bots, plugins for blogging platforms, or stuff like that? Or do you have the time to help with maintaining this standard, taking it forward to the first full version? Well, if your answer to any of those questions is yes, come and check out the rules page I've linked to below and go from there. And that's it. I'm Jan Telekoman. Thanks for watching. Pona tawasina.